Recently?
Ross is the place with the.
I go there probably once every 2 months, but every time I go, they're busy.
Ross is a busy place.
They sell everything.
Can
They
you
still
guys
close
hear
it?
me very well? I guess.
Talk. Give me
say
something. Spicy?
Ross. So, are you gonna go there tomorrow?
Probably not. I need to do other stuff. I'm going golfing with Isaiah.
Where are you guys going?
Esmeralda. Never been there before.
Really? I like that course.
I've heard it's kind of hard.
I thought you played there.
No.
No.
I've done Trailhead a bunch, and I did Wandermere once with you guys, but like never really anywhere else. We did Meadowwood.
Yeah.
I've heard Esmeralda has a lot of trees.
Yeah, I think it's Esmeralda. They have a hole, or I guess I don't know what you call it, a hole. They have one that you like hit it off of this. You have to like go up this super big hill, or whatever, and
The Mere?
The Mere? No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think there's a mirror.
Okay.
Anyway,
Carry on.
you go up the super big hill,
Mm-hmm.
and you hit it from this like super high elevation, and the hole's way down.
Oh.
And it's fun because it's like, I don't know, it's a par 3. It's a relatively short one, and stuff. When I played there, I absolutely just chunked it, and my ball just went 8 yards into a thing of bushes.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's so sad if you.
Yeah,
so
it
don't choke
know.
it. You know, that's the hole to have fun on.
Do you remember when we went to Wandermere and you drive up or you walk up to this little landing and you hit off, and that was like a par 4, I think.
Yeah.
But we redid it. I think all 3 of us.
Oh yeah.
I think we were just
that's
with
right.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
We all redid it because it was like you're up there and you feel like you have more distance already
Oh yeah.
because you're just 20 or 30 feet up, and then it just goes like just dives to the side, and you're like, I have to redo it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can't just play that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm going on Sunday.
Yeah.
To Wandermere actually.
I really love that course.
Yeah, it's a nice course.
Yeah. I was telling my brother that we went there when it was foggy that one morning, and it was so cool because it's on the water and everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we went when it was all smoky, so that wasn't as cool. I was like, that's a bummer. But
You didn't come with us when I went like this last summer. It was super smoky. I think it was me, Isaiah, and Lance, and then we had like a random guy for one hole, and then he left and joined this other guy in front of us who was like, I don't know, playing
Weird.
single. I don't know. Anyway, it was super smoky. Like you hit it into the air and then
you just lose it.
Yeah.
That's what my
Like,
brother was
okay.
saying. You hit it and it's like, I don't know where the hole is.
Yeah.
We'll find it. That's so like I already lose my ball. I always will see where it goes and I'm like, all right, I know it's sitting like just over by that clump of trees, whatever.
Yeah.
Usually in the trees. And then I forget. I drive over there and I'm like, wait, perspective. Where am I? What?
Yeah, dude.
It's like I think this is my ball.
I'm the worst at finding my ball.
And I always forget what ball I'm hitting, what it looks like or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, it's hard. We have that tournament coming up.
I know.
A couple weeks now.
It's in like 2 weeks, I want to say.
It's on the 22nd.
Yeah,
so
it's 2 weeks from this Sunday.
This Sunday.
2 days.
That'll be fun, dude.
I know. I'm really excited for that.
Circling Raven. Super nice course. I love that. You haven't played there? Yeah.
Nope.
It's a nice course.
Yeah. Welcome, Gianluca.
Yeah, you can say something
Are
now.
you guys done with the golf talk?
No, probably not.
That was supposed to be for your breakfast balls podcast only.
Well,
All right, we'll cut and splice that. Throw that up there.
No, what you can do is that you can edit out me saying breakfast balls, and you just say breakfast, and then it cuts to immediately. Just so that people
cut it.
Censor him.
He said balls.
Anyways, if you're watching on YouTube, you see us in a new space. Maybe it sounds a little different.
This is my house. Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to mi casa. Mi casa es tu casa.
We're trying to recreate.
Careful.
When
we go big, it's not going to bode well.
Yeah, that's true.
That's offensive
When
to
we
all
get a big
Spanish
family,
people.
I mean. Oh.
We're trying to recreate when we did the podcast sitting
On the couch, I know.
Me, you, and Jordan.
Those
I like
days were
this.
nice.
I like
The
this
couch is
on the
nice.
couch. Yeah.
And back at our apartment.
Yeah. We've counted up the recording studios all of them we've used it for, but we'll have to update it again.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's hard to remember. But this is kind of temporary because we do have a room, but we have to get tables, and have been in the midst of, like, we recorded and then I moved for a week and then kind of was trying to set up the podcast studio, but it was also like unpacking and et cetera and work and everything. But went to Walmart and they didn't have the right table, so I was like, well, we'll figure out something for this time.
I do have also those squares too we can put on the wall.
Squares we can put on the wall. Oh, like
foam squares.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had those. I don't think
I got them. Well, so I have them in my own office at work. But then they had extra.
Oh right, I remember you talking about
I
this.
have boxes of them just sitting in my office right now.
Okay,
nice.
What color are they?
Black.
Nice, neutral.
I mean,
love it.
Yeah, we love that color.
My favorite.
Nice.
All right. What do we want to talk about first?
Does this house look different from the last time you guys were in it?
For me,
You painted it.
Yeah.
yes. Well, kinda.
Yeah.
I think I saw it painted.
I can
but
tell you
did
right
you?
now.
Oh, that's right. You came over last.
table's up.
Yeah, table's up.
Did you
Tablecloth
paint
is on.
Did you paint this room?
Yeah,
This-
it used to be that blue color.
Oh, okay. See, I would have never known.
Man, it looks way better.
Dude, it looks way. Yeah.
I can't even picture without the blue or with the blue.
Dude, I know it. Like it just had a dark feel to the
Yeah.
room.
Made you depressed.
Just
In
make
a
it,
room that has one dinky light bulb, you gotta
literally,
do
dude.
something about that. That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's that. Also, I'm never buying those light bulbs again. They are garbage, dude. Like I have one in the basement, and you turn it on, and it lights up the bulb, and
Yeah.
that's it. It's so
Did you
bad.
get the super cheap ones? Or
Yeah,
the cheapest?
super cheap ones from
No.
Walmart. Should've learned. I mean,
Does-
should have known. I did learn.
The way the TV is set up, it's at an angle. Does that bother you, or have you?
It's
used
at an
the TV?
angle.
It
looks
angles
like
back.
Yeah.
News to me.
I was gonna say. Have you
Apparently, it
clearly-
doesn't bother him.
Yeah, clearly
No, it doesn't
I
bother
guess.
me. It angles back.
Yeah.
Probably because the mantle slanted.
Probably. I mean, yeah.
Slantal mantle.
Slantal Mantle. Hey, welcome to Slantal Mantle. Is our podcast.
That should be the
We're
name of
talking
the
about
house.
Slantal mantle.
Yeah. No, it doesn't bother me.
Bothers me, and I don't even live here.
Well,
It doesn't really bother me. Well, it did when I looked at it, and then I was like, I wonder if he's used the TV enough to even care.
yeah, we use it at least. I mean, most days. Watch Netflix.
Watch those Love Is Blind.
Yeah, we were just watching that
Have you-
actually.
Jordan was watching it today when I called him.
Golden Bachelorette. Bachelor.
Bachelor.
Bachelor. Why can't I say that word?
Golden Badger.
Badger.
The Golden Badger.
I heard it.
It's just a documentary on a badger. A little different.
I kind of want to watch it.
I do, but also
I
do, but I've also seen enough trailers, and I'm like, this
You
looks lame. Like, they seem boring old people. I don't know.
That's funny. I think it'd be so funny to see those old people.
I don't have enough time in my life to watch other dramatic TV shows.
Other than what? You say other? Like
Other
you watch?
Other than like my own life.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
sure, man.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I have too much drama in my life.
Dude, yeah, I wish I watched more TV. I watched movies a little more than I used to, I'll admit. What was the one I watched right after we recorded? Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How was
Did you
that?
like it? You gave it 5 stars.
I did. It was funny. For like the time it was made, it was like I thought it was funny enough. And for a movie,
Oh my.
jeez, for a movie that was Adam Sandler, who I really don't care for, I was like, all right, not bad.
I watched the Adam Sandler movie too.
Which
I
one
watched
was that?
Hustle, the basketball movie.
Oh, that's
yeah.
a good one.
It was pretty good actually. I did enjoy it.
I like that movie.
It's just funny with your review.
Yeah.
I would expect you to be more excited about it because you gave it 5 stars, and you're like, yeah, it was funny.
Here's the thing, though. 5 stars means I have no problems with it.
Okay.
Like, when I finished it, I was just like, that.
Was it a really good movie?
Yeah, it's not like I left thinking like, oh, but this cinematography was bad, or like these jokes were bad, or
right.
this. I thought it was there.
good.
Yep.
Was that about Hustle or Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore. I
So
haven't seen
would you
Hustle.
watch Happy Gilmore again?
Yeah.
I guess if you give 5 stars, I'd assume you would.
Yeah, I mean, it's not way up there. Like, oh, I need to see this again, but I would watch it again. Like with, if someone's like, hey, you want to watch this? I'd be like, yeah, I'll watch it.
It's an
Good movie.
interesting grading scale.
Thank you. I thought of that before. It's like, well, if I give it 4 stars and it's like, yeah, I really liked it. Well, why didn't you give it 5? But if
That's
you
true.
give it 4, it's like you had it. It's a almost full glass. What's missing?
It is true because whenever I don't give a movie 5 stars, like if I get 4.5 stars, I'm like, okay, what kept me from giving it 5 stars?
Yeah.
But then if you give too many movies 5 stars, then it's like, well, now you just think every movie is amazing, and then
that's fair. Yep. I'm very critical, but also.
But you like to have fun, so.
Yes.
have fun.
Critically fun.
What makes me give when I think a movie is really good and like 5-star worthy is if it does something to keep me like on the edge of my seat, where like I'll lean up and actually be engaged in the movie, and then or it does something different. Like
I'm rethinking this, cause like what movie? Man Called Otto. We talked about that movie before, right?
Yeah.
I love that movie. Like, absolutely 5 stars. But that's not on the same plane as Happy Gilmore.
Right.
So they both don't deserve 5 stars.
Well,
that's
by
not
same plane,
true.
what do you mean? Like, it's obviously 2 different types of movies.
Yes.
But
that's not what I mean. It's just like A Man Called Otto. Hard thing to say for me, apparently. I just watching the whole thing, I was like, this is such a good movie. I love this. Like, I already want to watch it again.
Yes.
Want to watch it with people, whatever. But Happy Gilmore, I was just like, all right, I was satisfied. I wasn't like left feeling like it wasn't that missing something or whatever. It was just like, yeah, it was good.
It seems like
it's right there.
A Man Called Otto deserves 5 stars, and Happy Gilmore deserves something less because
like 4.
Like 4. Yeah. Like a 4 is a star rating to where
I'll change it right now.
where you like the movie enough. Maybe it wasn't, not that there's necessarily anything wrong, but it didn't provide anything of value to where you're like, makes you excited to watch it again.
Yeah.
Whereas A Man Called Otto, you said you really want to watch it again already.
Yeah.
You want to watch it with other people, it was like when we watched Klaus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, love that movie.
Yeah. Very very funny movie. Really good Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Great message. It's funny.
It's funny.
But it also gets you in your feels.
It's funny and heartwarming.
Yes, yes. It hits all the emotions.
2 best emotions right there.
Yes.
In a movie.
And it has really good character and depth. Also, like the characters go along a journey to, and so I think like that's a movie where I could be like, okay, you give it 5 stars, 100.
Yeah.
Not that if somebody was to not give it 5 stars, I would agree. It's just how you rate movies has to be consistent. I know not all movies are not the same.
Yeah.
And it's gonna vary between movie to movie also, but at the same time, if you're giving a movie 5 stars and it just seems like you didn't love it, like it doesn't mean it's a bad movie if you didn't love it.
Yeah,
like people consider it a classic. Happy Gilmore is a classic.
Yeah.
Okay, but that shouldn't keep you from like having to give it a 5 star.
Yeah, I definitely I've heard stuff about it, whatever, and I was just like I'm gonna keep all bias or all opinions that I've heard aside, and just I already don't. People just obsess over Adam Sandler, and I'm like, I mean, I don't care for him that much, but so I was like, I'm just gonna kind of put that aside, and I'm just gonna watch this movie, this classic, see what I think, and obviously, being a golf movie, I maybe had a little more bias. I don't think that.
I don't think I've ever. Well. I think I've seen it a long time ago, but I wouldn't need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only remember certain parts here and there. I probably wasn't paying attention a lot. But yeah.
It is spooky time, so I haven't yet, but I've been meaning to watch not scary movies, but more like Halloween type movies that are out there.
Give me an example.
Coraline, I know, is on there.
Coco.
Coco, you probably could.
Yeah. That's the only scary movie I'd watch.
But I mean, Hocus Pocus, Casper,
Halloween Town.
Halloween Town, yeah.
Oh, that could be. Or no, what is it? The Night Before Christmas. That's what I meant.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Halloween movie or
Christmas movie?
No?
That's true.
Both.
I feel like we have the conversation.
You know
what else? I feel like we've had this conversation before when we rated Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Back in the old days.
But no, I think also too another movie that's not necessarily Halloween, but like more of the fall type vibes. I saw like a couple TikToks about this, so that's why some of these are easy for me.
He's a genius now.
Genius. No, it's easier for me to pull them up off the top of my head. Like Fantastic Mr. Fox, very fall time movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, I saw on multiple lists people list Knives Out as a fall movie.
Nah.
But
it's not a summer movie.
It does take place during winter time or fall time. But it's not like something I think of when I'm thinking of a fall movie.
No.
It's a mystery, first and foremost.
Yes.
We don't know when it takes place.
Another one was, a very popular one is the Harry Potter franchise. That one takes place across multiple kind of like seasons, but very fall. When people like to watch it during the fall time, that's when the most of the movies dropped anyway.
Perry Hotter, yeah.
Perry Hotter. And then the only other one that comes off the top of my head and that I saw on those lists was When Harry Met Sally. That's a rom-com where
When Harry Met
I'm not aware.
When Sari met Hallie.
Not aware of that one either.
But anyway, so I've been meaning to watch more of those type of movies. But then you could watch scary movies too, because that is technically the mood of the.
Does it feel October to you guys?
Mm-mm.
Not
Does
really.
not me either. It did a week ago. It was chilly, and I was like, oh, this is like fall, October. But I don't know, the last week, it's like, nah.
It hasn't really felt like fall either.
It was like 80 today.
It was not 80, it was like 73.
It was 81 on my parents' outside registrar temperature thing.
That's like that light to you. They poured some stuff in there.
It was at least 75 then. 76.
I didn't look.
It's always a little higher actually than it probably.
The high says 74. So you better check yourself.
My parents were closer to the sun.
I'll be honest.
It did feel really warm today.
It was warm.
Yep.
I don't look at the temperature until it either gets A, really hot, or B, really cold.
Yeah,
or like summer. Like if it's summer, or like we're in the dead of winter, and I'm like, what's the weather like right outside?
This man doesn't have to work outside, so he doesn't have to know.
Yeah,
that's true. I really don't have to know.
Today, like, what was it? Yesterday and today, I wear a sweatshirt to work, and I'm like, all right, it's getting kind of cold, but you take the sweatshirt off, now you're cold. Put it on, you're hot. I was like, all right, I'm gonna wear a long sleeve shirt and then a sweatshirt. It's warm enough in the morning when it's chilly. It's like 45.
Yeah.
Then the day goes on, now you pull out the long sleeve. And yesterday worked perfectly, but today. We were in Chihuahua in the morning, and then it's like an hour north, drove down, and then we were downtown for like an hour and a half pulling wire. And it was like two different cities. Like it was so hot down here in Spokane.
Yeah.
And I was in pants because we were at a construction site before that, and long sleeve. And I'm like, this sucks. Sweating.
Yeah, it was pretty toasty today. I got burned, my neck got burned like, 2 days ago or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's
hot guy.
I don't know, maybe.
Speaking of Chihuahua,
didn't
you have your bet?
Yeah.
For the football games.
The first game lost because it was the
Ravens, Colts.
Yeah, Colts. Yeah. It was a really close game, but Colts won in overtime. I think.
And then what was the second game you had bet on? Or did you only
it was
bet on
the
one?
Bengals and Rams, and I don't remember the outcome of that game.
The Bengals won.
I think were they the underdogs? No, I picked I don't remember who I picked.
I can still hear that.
Really trying to hide that.
Sorry.
Are you getting sick?
I have a cold.
Ah, bummer.
What the hell?
I'm sorry, what the heck?
What are you doing?
What the frick, man?
Yeah, hopefully I don't get
What
the
the
listeners.
bleep?
Hopefully I don't get the listeners sick.
Yeah.
Travels the airwaves.
And
all right. Let's talk about Travis Kelce and frickin' Swift. How do you guys feel about it? Because I've got opinions, but
it's just
there's a lot
overdone, you know?
So overdone.
Golly.
Did you see even Travis Kelce was like, yeah, I think they're overdoing it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, kind of related, kind of not. Did you see what Tyreek said? He was like, I think...
Oh, were you sure it was Tyreek?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Was it Micah Parsons?
Tyreek Hill today said, I think the refs helped the Chiefs win the Super Bowl and the last game against the Jets, probably because Taylor Swift was there. And tons of people are like, this guy just, like, he's mad the Chiefs won a Super Bowl without him, and he knows that if he talks about the Chiefs at all, it'll help his podcast do better. And I was like, I agree with the Jets take. I agree with that. Here's my opinion on the Taylor Swift thing. I have my opinion that the NFL is way overhyping it. But I think the reason they're doing it is because it's bringing in way more money for them. The NFL, first and foremost, is an entertainment business. They care about making money.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift walks into the scene, and it brings in all of these, her huge fan base. And so the NFL knows, like, as long as the Chiefs are winning games, like, that helps. It all helps.
I don't know.
Look, here's the thing. People are annoyed with, I should say this. NFL fans, or maybe there's a certain demographic of NFL fans who are annoyed with the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce stuff. And it is true. They have overdone it. But also, in the same sense, if you were the NFL, would you not market Taylor Swift more because you wouldn't?
No, because I hate her.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
you're not thinking like the NFL.
You're not thinking like the NFL, okay?
If it was my job, I guess I'd be like, I guess we should reluctantly, let's push it a little. But not to the point of just annoying the fans. Like when they put on a commercial for her thing in the Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, they booed. Yeah,
all the fans booed. And I was
but that's okay. But here's the thing. Look, where does the loyalty stand? Because NFL fans are gonna watch all the games. Sports fans are gonna watch their own teams play. The Swifties are gonna watch any game that
Taylor Swift is at, which essentially will be any Chiefs game. Yep.
Okay, so they are going to market, the NFL is just going to market Taylor Swift. And also, here's the thing. When was the last time a star that's outside the NFL has entered into the NFL atmosphere?
These two worlds crossed.
Right.
I can never remember a time when that happened.
I think the last time, and I wasn't really around, not that I wasn't around for it, but like I wasn't, social media wasn't as big for one, and two, it wasn't, I mean, we weren't really watching football, but I saw somebody make the comparison to when Tony Romo dated Carrie Underwood.
Didn't know
but
about
that was, I think it was Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't for very long. But here's the thing. I think Taylor Swift is so huge. In fact, she probably is at the peak of her career.
Yeah.
And so the NFL sees this as like the best opportunity because one of your players is now bringing in this fan base that is super dedicated, and she has fans across the globe. Yeah, where the NFL is mainly a domesticated like sport. US. Like they're trying to market it outside the U.S. It's doing all right, I guess. But like Taylor Swift brings in numbers, so like why wouldn't you It's only going to be annoying to the NFL fans. And it's only
the real football fans.
Yes, and the NFL is going to like milk this thing so much, and they already have, to where that 2 weeks when Taylor Swift showed up to the game at the Bears Chiefs game, it was literally it was everywhere across not just NFL pages but across news pages. Yeah. Okay.
People that don't normally talk about sports first and foremost are talking about it.
And the NFL dominates like the US as far as like the sport. Like it's the most watched sport. It's the most talked sport. Like it dominates basketball and college basketball.
It's a genius move by the NFL, honestly.
It's a smart business move.
Because they are getting everybody to talk about this particular subject. Even we are talking about this particular subject, even though
not positively.
No, but it's still putting the word
it's
out
working,
there.
It's like the Burger King commercial. You talk about how annoying it is, but you're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, genius move.
It's smart business wise, but man, is it annoying.
I don't hate it as much as other people. I actually kind of was rooting for it when it first happened. Now I just don't really care for it. And then now it's to the point where people like hate it so much, but by hating on it, they keep talking about it. Yeah. So it has the reverse effect of what people want it to do. They want it to stop happening, but they keep talking.
It's like just stop talking about it, but we'll still talk about how much we hate it.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Like his jersey sales jumped 400%, and bunch of funny videos going around. Like this is how football's played, whatever, and it's just like. So basic. There was a meme I saw of her on the cover of Madden 24.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's a really funny thing about that. Because the last one was Madden 23.
Yes.
Or no, the one that just came out was Madden 24. So the next one's Madden 25. But they've already done Madden 25 because when the one after Madden 13 came out, it wasn't Madden 14. is Madden 25 because it was the 25th anniversary of Madden.
Uh-huh.
So people are like,
Uh-oh.
what are we going to do for the next Madden? And then somebody has said, yeah, I work at EA and we're kind of worried
That
too.
is pretty
So
funny.
We are thinking about it.
I guess maybe you do Madden 50 or like for 50th. I mean, you'd have
You
to.
could.
No, actually, no, you can't because it's only been 10 years. It hasn't been 25
Oh my
years.
gosh, you're
Right
right.
in 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Confused
can't.
everyone. It's like naming the iPhones. It's like we skipped 9. This is X, but it's 10.
This
Say
is
it
what
10.
they'll do. This is what they'll do. You heard it here first.
Okay.
Roman numerals. 25.
Yeah, it's their thing.
It'll be X and it'll be
XXV
X. Oh yeah, it would be XXV. Yeah. that'll
or
be-
L minus X.
I always love when people
No.
complain about the Roman numerals, and then they're like, "Oh, why do I have to do Roman numerals for the Super Bowl?" And it's like, okay, that's not that like.
It's kind of annoying.
You do think it's annoying?
Yeah.
I kind of like to flex on people because then I know Roman numerals.
Yeah. But you still have to sit there for a split second and think about it?
Well,
huh?
yeah, but I finish it faster than they do.
Yeah, that's fair. My brother sent me this meme. Taylor Swift could perform in my bathroom and I still wouldn't attend.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty
But
dang.
yeah, it's I'm very curious about all of this because I wonder how long they'll date for. And I don't think the highest of Taylor Swift, and I wonder if it's I don't think it's all just a publicity stunt.
No.
There's got to be some feelings there.
I'm sure
But
there is.
How much of it is publicity stunt?
I'm sure. Honestly, I'm sure none of. This is my take. I don't think any of it is a publicity stunt. I don't think they came together and were like, "Oh, you're a big name in football. Oh, you're big
No, I'm
singer."
saying all her. Like
Her?
she's playing him.
Oh, you
because-
think she's playing him?
Yeah, because she's
she doesn't
that-
need any publicity.
No, yeah, she literally doesn't need to.
She does not
she
need
doesn't need to do
anything
that.
else.
Yeah,
I think
Unless-
it's
that's
all
fair.
feeling. I think it's legit.
But to be fair,
I
all
hope
of her
it's not.
albums are about breakups, so
Yeah.
she does need to go through another breakup
Yeah.
to make another album.
Like that next album is gonna just.
It's gonna be about football, so
good.
then we can all enjoy it.
Yeah, right. I can enjoy some Taylor Swift music. No,
I don't think any of it's publicity.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't know. I'll see. We'll wait till they break up.
I think here's the other funny thing too. We thought that the NFL is milking this whole Taylor Swift thing. They did their darndest to milk the Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
the Kelce Bowl, and then
Yeah.
Donna Kelce. That was everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which-
It still is.
and it's still
That
Donna
was-
every time.
Oh yeah,
they
they've
always show
carried on.
Donna Kelce in the
It made sense at
stands.
the time because it was a very cool story. It's like this
Yeah.
is the first time. It's like, oh, this is awesome. This is a cool story.
Super likable players.
But like, if she's at the game, you don't need to still talk about it and all that. You know.
yeah, like they still show her. I mean, although I will say it was pretty funny. She was at the Eagles game earlier in the day, and she was sitting next to the guy, Jake from State Farm,
Oh, I saw that.
which I thought was pretty funny.
One of the funniest things about all this is like I saw a picture of Brittany Mahomes in the same suite with Taylor Swift, and she looked so upset, and it was like no one hates Taylor Swift thing more than she does because she's getting less attention.
Do you
That's
actually?
funny.
But do people actually
No.
believe that?
I
I don't
believe
believe you. Believe
I
that?
don't believe it.
I don't
either.
believe that either.
Brittany Mahomes, absolutely.
It's probably because Patrick Mahomes just threw 2 interceptions. Okay,
Oh,
that's probably why she was upset.
yeah.
it would be interesting to know when that picture was taken.
Yeah, that would be good to know. Oh no, the other thing I saw about the game was, and I think it's so funny. So Taylor Swift walks into the game, and they're like, "Oh, she's here." Like the Sunday Night Crew does this whole thing.
Yep.
They don't even mention the other people that are with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Being Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, like we're talking about 2 well-known actors.
Yeah.
Like right, they're
Both
those are-
A-list.
yeah, A-list top tier actors, and they don't even get like,
Dude.
they don't get mentioned at all.
Okay, I saw
Like,
that video of them walking in, and I was like, this has to be edited. Hugh Jackman's in the background, like Ryan Reynolds is right there. I'm like, there's no way this is a real video.
Yeah,
Thanks
They
for
were-
confirming.
yeah,
It's
No,
real, and they didn't care.
They were
I was like,
they were
what?
in the same suite. They were literally in the same suite.
Okay,
Also,
I saw the video of them like going through security or something.
Yeah, they were in the same suite. Blake Lively was there too. Who else? Sophie Turner. Trying to think who else was. There's a couple other celebrities in that suite. But like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds. But he does. No one cares that he's
No.
there at the game.
Jeez.
I guess
Yeah.
when you're next to Taylor Swift, you're irrelevant. So
Right?
even if you're Ryan Reynolds.
Apparently.
So.
My gosh.
But
Yeah.
I don't hate it, to be honest.
I wish they'd tone it down a little. Like,
the NFL just really wants Taylor Swift to be the halftime show, because if Taylor Swift's the halftime show, you can imagine the numbers for the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Insanity.
I mean, it'd be huge. It'd probably break all records.
Yeah.
So, and then bring on all the memes.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah, she already turned it down. Was it this year, the one that?
She's turned it down like 6 years in a row.
What was the most recent one? Is it this year or the
last year? She turned it down. Yeah. For sure. I remember that report. This year's Usher, which is the other funny thing. So when when Travis Kelce, when Taylor Swift showed up to the Bears Chiefs game that day, earlier in the day, the halftime show was announced, and it was Usher.
Oh yeah.
But that news went away immediately as soon as people found out that she was at the game. And I saw somebody say the NFL has to be mad because no one cared that Usher was being the halftime show, because Taylor Swift was at a football game.
Yeah.
So
just a regular season football game, week 4, with the
against
Bears,
the Bears
of all teams. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
That's why it's not publicity. It's true feelings, because she went to the Bears game. Went to the Chiefs Bears.
I was surprised to see her go to 2 games in a row. You know, like the first game makes sense coming out of the cocoon. You know, but the second game I was like, I mean, it's the Bears first of all, but like I was a little surprised to see her at a second game. She's busy.
They did confirm she is not going to be at the third game,
which
is against the Vikings. So
it's going to be just as bad. Not really.
Also, I remember the NFL changed their page to Swifties are 2-0.
Yes.
So
Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties.
Yes. So if the Chiefs lose this week, then also does that mean Taylor Swift is the good luck?
Yeah, they'll probably all say that.
And then Taylor Swift comes back for the next week and they win.
Yeah. Yeah, there was their Instagram page or whatever said Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties, and then their Twitter, they changed the profile picture to her in the suite.
Sleeper changed Travis Kelce to
that
Taylor Swift.
Put me over the edge.
You want to know what's funny is you posted that or whatever, and I was like, I found that a week ago.
Well, I get all the credit.
You do.
Thank you.
But I was gonna. At first, I thought it was a meme. I really thought it was a meme because I saw it on Twitter, and I thought somebody had just put Taylor Swift out there, and then I looked it up, and I was
Sleeper.
like, oh, this is actually a real thing.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, they replaced, on the fantasy football app Sleeper, they replaced Travis Kelce's profile picture with the Taylor Swift picture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I wonder if it's still that.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, is this app glitching?
Glitching.
And I made sure it was him. I went to a different league and saw it, whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyways, that's Taylor Swift talk. Now we're going to blow up.
My goodness.
Yeah, no kidding. Did you guys still football? I guess it is definitely football. I don't know why I said I guess. Did you guys see any of the toilet still there?
Yes. No, Travis Kelce's back.
Good.
Yeah, I did watch a Toy Story thing. So, do you want to explain it? Or do you want
the Jags played the Falcons in London, and they basically, it's very cool how they did it. They put a tracking device in all of the players' knee pads or shoulder pads or something, and then it was an animated. It looked like straight. It was in Andy's room. Everything. It was like a football field, but it was all these animated characters, and it was live as the game was happening.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the ball get snapped. It was the play of the game every time, and they incorporated a lot of Toy Story stuff. Like Slinky the dog was the yard marker.
Yep.
The claw machine would set the ball down and all that. And like I said, it was very cool how it happened. But I turned it on to watch the game that morning. And I was like, no way, this is the game. And I was on Disney Plus. Because I was like, they have to have...
You thought they were going to show the actual game, and then...
I was very surprised to see that's what... Because I heard it for a few weeks. This, it's a Toy Story thing. And I was like, okay, interesting. How are they going to promote that, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw it, and I was like, oh, this is how. It's literally a Toy Story animation. But... Then once I realized, oh, this is what it is, I was like, they have to have the actual game airing somewhere, and I couldn't find it.
They had it on ESPN Plus.
Okay.
And if you had if you have NFL Plus, you could actually
have it there
on NFL Plus. You could have watched the actual one, and then you could have also watched the Toy Story one. But I So I did check out the Disney Plus version, and I did see. So it was on social media everywhere where Bijan like juked somebody.
Yeah.
I saw that live on the Toy Story app, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,"
because it looked so cool.
It looked really good.
Yeah,
like
I liked how they did it.
It was really like creative and everything, and it did really well. Like tons of people were like, "My kid watched the whole thing. My 7-year-old watched the whole thing," but I hated it, or adults clearly. Not for
yeah, a lot of adults complained about it, but I was like, well, this isn't for you. This is for kids.
But who's up at 7 in the morning on Sundays?
Kids.
But also,
churchgoers and kids watching TV.
Yes.
So,
also though, we're thinking about West Coast because we're up at 7.
That's fair. Yes.
So
right.
if
10 a.m.
Like
or 9:30.
Think about that though. Like if you were on the East Coast, you could watch that at 9:30 to start your day, and then watch some real football. Watch some actual football. But it's like for us, we're like, oh, we gotta wake up super early. Oh yeah. That's the only time. That's the only games are the London games where we're like, oh, that's super early in the morning.
Which I think the Seahawks have played that once. But other than that, I've never cared for it. It's always the Jags. Yeah. They always get the London games.
Oh, we missed the Germany game. Remember?
We were in Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So we were in a good time zone for it. But we were in church.
But then we were in church, and then we went to breakfast, and
then
we caught the end of the game, and then they were losing pretty bad, so we were like, "Oh, this kind of sucks."
Yeah, they played the Bucks.
Yeah,
that was when they intercepted Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tariq Woolen.
Because they tried to.
They almost kind of Seahawks almost kind of came back in that game, but it was a little too late. But I guess that would be. You know what's funny? I will say, anytime I'm unable to watch a Seahawks game, either the craziest stuff happens. Yeah. Or they just they lose by a ton, or like something weird happens.
It's never it's never like a usual.
It's never a usual game
where they kind of barely win. That's kind of what I'm thinking by usual. But yeah,
it's always something weird.
Yeah.
Because I mean I can even think about when I was playing there's a couple times when I played soccer, and I was coming out of a game. And the Seahawks game was going on. There was a Seahawks Chargers game, and the Seahawks lost to the Chargers. Mm-hmm. I mean, they never beat the Chargers.
Yeah, this was years ago.
Yeah, this was the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, and when we were good and the Chargers were bad.
Yeah. Oh, it didn't matter how good the Seahawks were. They always lost or barely beat teams that they should have. And it goes back. Yeah, it goes back all the way to Legion of Boom. Even now, it does not matter.
I'm scared when we play the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, 100%. 1,000%. I think we could even lose that game.
Oh, yeah.
I would not be surprised if
I'm not going to be surprised. I was worried when we played the Panthers.
Yeah, I was too.
I was closer than I should have been.
I was worried when we played the Giants. I'll be honest.
Really? Yeah.
I'm worried every game.
Every game.
Yes. Yeah.
Every game.
It does not, because a team could be playing bad for weeks in a row, and then we'll play them, and then they'll have a good game. They'll look like prime Tom Brady out there.
Yep.
That's what my worry is when we play the Bengals next week. Even though the Bengals are a good team, they have good players, it's
that's going to be the game they turn it around.
You hope they turn around this week
from their bad. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. It's just kind of funny how that works out.
Yep.
But
yeah, I need Jamar Chase to wake up for my Guillotine League. It's the only.
I need him for Dynasty.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a good time to, if you're not obviously not Dynasty. This doesn't apply to Dynasty. But to redraft or a Guillotine League, I think it's a good time to trade him because you could trade him for something good based off of name value.
Yep.
And get some good stuff in return, even though he hasn't performed very well.
Jordan wanted to give me Aaron Jones and Travis Kelce for Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he sent me the offers. He sent 3 offers to people.
Yeah, and I was he was trying to give me them, and is that right? Do I have that right?
I think you do.
Okay. Because I was thinking, I was fine at running back, but I needed the wide receiver. It didn't benefit me at all. Mm-hmm. So I was like, sorry, man, I don't really want to do this trade.
Yeah.
It doesn't help me.
Do you think playing Dynasty Fantasy Football has affected, I guess not trades for regular redraft leagues, but now you kind of view it differently, and you're like, wait a minute, this actually I need to view this in a different lens because this is not a long term trade. This is a season trade.
Very true. And also I've I'll get a trade offer and I just weigh the value of the trade, is that equal? But this last one I was like, I need to look at it does this help me? Because if it doesn't, don't make the trade.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Which is something Jake said because they were talking in the Guillotine League, and he's like, if it no, they were talking about it in Catan. Like they were like, don't trade with someone if it doesn't benefit you. Don't trade just to trade. And then I was like,
how? Okay, well, if you're trading just to trade Catan, that you're playing the game wrong.
Dude, we should play Catan after this.
we play it right now. What are you talking about?
Remember we talked about doing like the Oregon Trail over podcast?
Yeah,
that would be pretty fun. Only because I've listened to other podcasts where they do that. And I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So, but I would be down to play Catan.
Yeah.
That was like with Raccoon Tycoon, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but no, with Catan, why would you trade just to trade it? It's the same thing with fantasy football. It does not benefit you to trade just to trade.
Exactly.
And,
like, obviously, they're making the trade because it'll benefit them. So then you're just helping them and not helping yourself.
But sometimes you're just bored and you're like, let's look at some trades I could possibly make. Does it really benefit me? I'll make not the first trade that comes at you, but like you'll make a trade because you convinced yourself that you need to make a trade.
Bored.
And then it was really just out of boredom. Whereas,
I see trades come through in our Dynasty League, and every time I get the notification, I'm like, what now? It never ends over there. And I'm like, most of them are Michael. And a good amount are Jordan. And I'm like, you guys are trading just to trade.
I'm not going to lie, I've cut myself off from trading.
Okay. you did a lot, too.
But you paid a bunch. Oh, well, okay. You paid a bunch to get Jamar, and then you were desperate for a backup running back, so then you traded.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, I convinced myself that I needed something like a backup running back, which I did need a backup running back, but my value for trades has not been like good recently. Like my value for players, I guess, and stuff. And so like I gave away Nico Collins, which I regret or whatever, and stuff for Zach Moss,
who's now possibly not even the starter because Jonathan Taylor's back.
Exactly, and like. It's because I have been like convincing myself I'm like I need to trade, like I need to constantly get better, I need to keep getting better, my team needs to be better and stuff, and so I'm like, okay, I need to trade, and then I like get rid of players. Like there's been a couple times or like not even trading but like dropping and adding players. I dropped Kyron Williams when I was holding on to him for
most of the offseason, and
that's
how I was with Rashawn Johnson.
I think a good part of last season too. Held on to him the entire time. And then dropped him the week before he became the starter.
Yep. Yeah, and it's the same thing with like Puka Nacua or like
and so I've cut myself off every time. At least in Dynasty, every time I'm like I need to trade, I'm like no, I'm not trading. I'm not trading anymore.
I will say so I've listened to the fantasy footballers for their podcast, and a lot of the times they'll bring up a player who has not even emerged yet. So like they listed Puka Nacua during the offseason. They listed Kyron Williams last year. They listed Michael Wilson, who was the Cardinals receiver in the offseason this year. And I had both Michael Wilson and Puka on my roster. I held them the whole offseason. And then I told myself, they're probably not going to be anything. And I cut both of them. And then Puka obviously has been like the best receiver, or one of the best receivers
Top
this
5.
year. Yeah. And Michael Wilson, the past 2 games, has been pretty good. And then even like the same thing that you said with Kyron Williams. Like, you had him for all last season, and then you just kind of like he was supposed to be the lead back going to last year. Yeah, he got injured first game. Or he got injured on the very first play of last year. Yeah. And then didn't really play.
I think did you have him?
Kyron Williams?
Yeah, somebody had him and cut him, and I was like, I'm going to pick that up. And I had him probably since then.
Yeah. So, I think Dynasty is more of a game of patience rather than...
Yeah,
because it's not about what they can show you now. It's what also their future, and with guys like that, you gotta especially with rookies too. You just never know.
Exactly.
So, and sometimes they take a lot longer to emerge too. Like they can emerge, like Devon Achane. Okay, he's been like the Miami running back basically. I mean, he blew up in week 3, just went off, and then he was the lead back in the 4th week.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like one of those things where he wasn't really doing anything weeks 1, 2 because of maybe injury or circumstance, and then just given like one game, and then
one game where they scored 70 points.
Yeah.
And he had a large part in that. The week after that, I kind of needed help at running back, and it was in the Guillotine League, and I was looking through, and I'm like, do I want to spend money this week? Whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll put money on Devon Achane, however you say his name. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to come out and make a statement on how his name is said.
He already did.
What is it?
He literally after his
50-point week,
yeah,
he came out and was like, "My name is Devon Achan."
That's the most annoying way.
And what is funny is people in the comments were like, he was waiting until he scored 4 touchdowns to say that.
Because if he had done it before, they would have been like, "We don't care. Who are you?"
Yeah.
But I spent, I think it was $31 of my 100 on him, and I tried to change it right before to like 23, and then it was too late. It processed, and someone gave me a bunch of crap in that league. They were like, "Wow, $30 for a backup running back," and
Was this our Dicey league?
No, I said Guillotine.
Guillotine. Okay.
And I was like, "Yeah, I tried to change it, whatever." I was like, "Shut up! This is the same guy. It's so annoying."
Oh yeah.
Talking like we're the only people he talks to. He just puts stuff in the chat, and I'm like,
yeah.
But and then he like went off again in the week 4, and I was like, awesome. And I screenshot the final points where he had way more than Raheem Mostert, and I was like, yeah, backup running back, huh? Just get that little
nice
win.
Yeah.
But and I don't know. I'm hoping it stays consistent the rest of the year, but chances are it probably won't. I don't think he'll be the lead back every week, but he might be 2. At least.
No, it's very true. He's gonna have his what?
So it's a good pickup for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna have his weeks. The problem with the Dolphins in general is like they have 4 guys back there who could be very good. Like Jeff Wilson comes off the IR in a couple weeks, so it's like.
I have him in one of my leagues.
Dynasty.
No.
Redraft.
I think.
Redraft. You're right. Because I was looking at teams. But yeah, so he comes back and then he could be, he could get some playing time and that cuts into Devon Achan and Raheem Mostert's playtime, and then they have the other guy, Savon Ahmed, who they like also. So it's it's just with teams like that. It's like the 49ers when before they got Christian McCaffrey,
right? Jeff Wilson. They had Raheem Mostert.
They had a couple other guys, and they like would always switch off, and you never knew who was good. Elijah Mitchell. And then they got Christian McCaffrey, so then it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I think Christian McCaffrey is my favorite football player.
I love the memes of him like looking at my team, and it's like somebody was like smiling, and there's like Christian McCaffrey carried my team or whatever.
Yeah.
So no, he's so good.
And now the Dolphins just traded for Chase Claypool, so their whole team is just gonna go downhill with him in the locker room.
Dude, I'm actually kind of mad they did that because I have Waddle, and it's like, okay, he's only gonna cut into Waddle snaps and stuff, and
I don't think he necessarily will, but
Tyreek Hill will be fine.
Waddle is already a very inconsistent player. Like he will have his weeks.
Yeah. That's because Tyreek Hill. I mean, if they didn't have Tyreek Hill, Waddle would be
100%. Yeah.
Waddle needs to go to a new team. Send him to.
It's kind of like the Eagles.
T. Higgins. It's the T.
Higgins.
Higgins.
Send him to the Bears.
It's the Bengals and the Eagles problem.
Because Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. But A.J. Brown's been really good.
They each have their...
Past 2 weeks.
Yeah, week 2, Devonta Smith went off. A.J. Brown was upset.
Last game, Devonta Smith got 6 points.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Hey.
No, Gianluca said.
Week 2, Devonta Smith had a huge game, and A.J. Brown was pissed on the sidelines. Mm-hmm. And then the last 2 weeks, it's all been A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
So
especially with the way the season started, because the first 2 weeks, Devonta Smith looked pretty good, and A.J. Brown didn't do anything.
Yep.
And then the past 2, it's the same thing with the Bengals, where like Jamar.
They have 3 good receivers.
T. Higgins targeted 8 times and then doesn't catch anything. It's the same with the 49ers. You got Brandon Ayuk and Debo. Debo was out there, got 0.9 points.
Yeah. I know I said I was done with trades, but I forgot I made this one this morning. Or I sent it out.
Is this Dynasty?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Michael Thomas for Najee Harris.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, you're trying to get rid of Michael Thomas?
Yeah. I'm trying to get Najee Harris as my new backup running back because I think he'll be good next year.
I don't know.
And I don't need Michael Thomas.
Have you seen him run? He is so slow.
Well, just give him a year.
You should...
age helps you get faster.
Especially in football.
You should trade for, like, Jalen Warren or something like that, because I feel like Jalen Warren's going to be the better running back. I don't think Najee's going to be the future in Pittsburgh.
Probably not. I have Calvin Austin, though, which I'm excited about. Waiting for him to go off. He's a wide receiver, but... Yeah,
for sure.
Actually, last 2 weeks ago, he did.
I feel like you're chasing... Because you made the Zach Moss, Nico Collins trade, you're now chasing that trade again. You're chasing the fact that you
I got Jay McLaughlin. I'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. You want to? So you want to know another funny thing? I have now beat Michael in like 3 or 4 different bids by $1. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not Michael. Maybe it's like I know I've beaten you by $1. I think I've beaten Michael like 2 or 3 times by $1 in bids.
Good guessing.
Yeah. You want to know what the secret to bidding is? It's that, let's say a player's worth $5. Someone's like, okay, I'm going to throw $5 on him. But the person is like, the next person's like, I'm going to go 6 because I know everybody's going 5. Yeah. What you got to do, you throw 7 because that other person's going 6.
That's my dilemma every time because it's like, all right, people are probably going to pay 20. I'll go 21, but it's like other people are going to go 21, 22. But what if other people are thinking that? I'll go 24.
Go 55.
Yeah. Before you know it, you spend all your money. And then everyone's like, we only put $6 down.
Yeah, I am telling you, I do not have that thought process when you guys... the only time I've done that was with... Who was on waiver that everyone went after? Oh, Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford was the only one where I was like, at first I put all my money down, which was 117, which still was not enough to get because Michael put all of like... 130 or 140. So I put 117 down, and then I moved it down to 88, and then I moved it down to like 40 something, and then I think I kept it there because I was like, okay, if it's at 44 and I get him, I think I'll give him a steal. But I also, if other people pay up for that, that's totally fine with me because they're paying a lot.
Yeah.
But for like the other stuff, like the other random running backs, wide receivers I picked up, it's literally just me throwing like, I'll just throw like $7 down or $5 or $4 down, something like that. So.
I don't really do a whole lot of bids.
Yeah.
So
there's been a lot of talk about football.
It has.
Like,
but we started with the Toy Story. We started with the Toy Story stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. I think they could fine tune that.
This guy still talks about football after we said we're not talking about football anymore.
No, we can still talk about football because it's our podcast. So
our podcast.
Our podcast.
But anything more about Toy Story?
We didn't really talk about it too much. We talked about it a little bit. But
I just said how.
Do you think they'll do it again?
Probably. Maybe. Eventually.
What was the point of doing it?
Bring in kids. New audience.
They always say that, but...
Do you think they lie?
No. I mean, they could. But I think they will do it again. Do you think they do it with another toy? Do you think they do Toy Story again, or they could do something else?
I think they'll do something else probably next year. I don't think they'll try and...
I mean, they kind of just did it out of the blue this year. And it definitely, when I watched it, I was like, this seems very, not last minute, but like, I don't know how long they've been planning on doing this. And then...
Oh, yeah, I know. It obviously took a lot of work, which is
for sure.
But it was like they only promoted it for like 2 years or something. Or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Wow.
2 years. Okay. We can switch away from football.
Okay, cool. Everyone come back. All their non-football
in the description will say, if you don't like football, skip the first 45 minutes.
We could talk about, I don't know, you kind of brought up Catan.
I like Catan.
What do we have to talk about that?
Well, it's just funny because like you said that those people talked about like just trading the trade. I thought that's...
Yeah. Good point.
No, I just like, I think it's kind of like...
Don't trade to trade.
Don't trade to trade.
No, that's what they said in the podcast.
Yeah,
don't trade.
But I want to know who does that.
Oh, probably plenty of people. They probably actually, I do it. I've done it because I think everybody has done it. Not necessarily thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna trade a trade. Have been like, oh yeah, I'll trade with you.
Nice guy, Mr. Nice Guy.
No,
like they're looking for someone, and it's like I could use that because I'm gonna build this.
Yeah,
but you're thinking about the trade. But that's when you're thinking about how it benefits you.
Hey. Let's stop talking about football.
We're not talking about football. We're talking about...
We're talking about trades.
Talking about trades. We're talking about trading in Catan. Anyway.
That's funny. We could do s'mores of... or a draft of board games.
We could. Right now?
I don't think we've played enough board games.
This guy doesn't think we made enough board games.
How many board games can you name off the top of your head?
All of them. Give me a board name. I'll name it.
Give me a board name. I'll name it. Okay.
You say the first half. I'll say the second half. Monopoly.
I didn't even know what you said.
Mono kissing disease.
Board game. Well known.
Board game.
I do want to talk about a few.
The game of.
Every time we record. Life. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Every time we record, I'm like, I want to talk about these weddings because they're interesting. But I think these are the two most interesting weddings I shot since last time we recorded.
You've shot 2 weddings since last time we recorded?
I believe
so.
so.
Shoots one every day, dude.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. One was supposed to be the second to last one of the year, and I don't know why that matters. Anyways, it was in Green Bluff.
It matters to you.
Thanks. I said that because there was another one that was like last minute, like, hey, do you want to come film a few hours for it? And that's this other one I'll talk about. But this one in Green Bluff, it was honestly like super chill, very, very easy day. But a few random things. There was a dead mouse on the roof of the like groomsmen getting ready house. It was like a 2-story house, small house. But then there was an awning and there was a dead mouse on there. And while I was doing nothing, just waiting to figure out what to film, I was like, oh, there's a dead mouse up there.
Dude, that does sound like a good wedding.
So I just turned on my camera and I like zoomed it in. And sometimes like I'll talk in the video so that my boss can like hear it later. So I'm like, Ryan, there's a dead mouse on the roof. Do you see it? I'm zooming into it. I've been speculating for like 30 minutes how it got there. I'm thinking a bird killed it and then like played with it and then dropped it, or a cat threw it up. You know,
that's
whatever.
pretty funny.
Random, but
that's pretty funny.
And then probably the her veil was. Well, do you want to guess how much her wedding veil was?
Wait,
why
do you know how much?
Did I tell you?
Why do you know how much your wedding veil
She
is?
said it
When?
during the wedding.
She's like
So
trying to flex on people.
No, so context.
Well,
we were doing sunset pictures,
Oh
and she hadn't worn it much throughout the day. And then the wedding planner, she was like, there, whatever. So she brought the veil over and then set it on the ground. And as we were getting ready, the bride was like, man, I'm so glad we've done so many pictures with my veil because I hardly paid anything for it. And we're like, oh, good. Yeah, she's being sarcastic, like, good thing. She didn't pay a lot for it. And she was like, no, I'm not kidding. Like, I paid $1,800 for it.
That's wild.
And in my head, I was like, how much was the dress? And
don't tell me. Yeah, I still want to guess.
I don't know how much the dress was.
Oh no, the wedding veil. Did you say it?
This guy doesn't.
Okay,
listen.
guess.
This guy
guess.
does not
no,
listen
guess,
to
guess.
a single
I
thing. This guy does not listen to a single thing.
Oh,
Man,
that's
this guy.
This is good. No. Yes.
Come on.
Everyone at home knows the answer.
Honestly, I kind of tuned you out as soon as you started talking about the context, because I was still thinking about the wedding veil.
If it's not football, Gianluca does not pay attention.
It's like, how'd that mouse get up there?
Well, I heard that part, and I was still.
I know. I was making a joke.
All right. At what point did Pat mention corn with the veil?
Did you miss that too?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this guy.
Dude, have you?
Man.
Okay, how much do you think the veil is?
How much was the corn first?
Okay, I think the wedding veil was. I kind of vaguely heard it. $200.
Hey, that's vaguely. You vaguely
You
heard it.
think you vaguely heard it, and that's your guess?
I thought I heard 100 when you said it.
You're right about that.
You are right about that.
Yeah. So
You're a bit off though.
Should
Okay.
we just not tell it?
No, now tell me.
How much was the corn?
$5.
This guy thinks there is corn.
We can tell him anything at this point.
I know. We really could.
Oh my gosh. The veil was $1,800. 9 times your guess.
Yeah.
And there was no corn.
Yeah.
I figured there was no corn.
Um
But
anyways,
$1,800, that's
yeah.
insane.
Excuse me.
So she yeah, she said that, whatever. Okay. So then in my head I was like, how much was the dress? She didn't say that. But she did say that she bought 2 dresses.
Oh.
And she didn't say why, but earlier in the day I had heard that they were supposed to have their wedding a year prior on that same day, and then for whatever reason they postponed and they got a new venue, whatever.
Probably like COVID or
So
something.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but that was still so far after it happened. I don't know. Maybe family, whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe
but-
it's second guessing.
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe honestly it was a venue thing, because he did say that they booked a venue downtown and then they went up and saw Green Bluff and they're like, oh, we need this one.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have been it. But they, yeah, so I was like, why'd you get a second dress? And then I was like, oh, she probably didn't fit in the first one. That's my conclusion. Just kidding.
That's pretty funny.
But anyways, so then $1,800 veil. The coolest part of the wedding was they were just a dancing crew, which is awesome. Because going into the night, I was like, I don't think there's going to be much dancing from these people.
Why? Why'd you think that? Do you usually get that vibe when you?
I do. I've learned to kind of get the feel for it. The reason I thought that was because they had a really nice barn where everyone ate, and then outside was a patio where they were going to have the dancing, and there was one guy playing live music on an acoustic guitar, and he played their walk-up songs and all this, and I figured out kind of quickly that he was going to play music for the whole night. So I was like, either they will mix in some just tracks that they're playing that are real actual wedding dance songs, or he's playing everything, which is not really dancing music. It's just more live entertainment. But like, there's no way one guy on an acoustic guitar can get everyone to dance like wedding type of hype dance. And so that's kind of what I thought. And then they moved it inside because the bride was cold. And I was like, well, this makes for a really confined space. And I was like, I just don't see it. But the bride earlier was like saying something like, oh, just wait. Like, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to hype it up. We're going to go crazy. I was like, all right.
We're going to go crazy.
But
we're going crazy.
The coolest thing was the like middle of dancing. It's going whatever. Everyone's out there having a blast. And back to Taylor Swift, they put on Love Story. And like they had planned it, everyone like backs up and creates this open dance floor like an oval shape. And the bride and groom are out there like they had choreographed the entire thing.
I probably did.
I don't think so. Really? I don't, because it seemed, I think if they had choreographed it, it would have been like, hey, videographers, photographers, they're going to play this song. Like, this is something you want to shoot, because that happens. Mm-hmm. It's something we're aware of. But no idea. I just happened to be in the room. And the thing with barns is there's no, like, an open patio. You can come in and shoot from any side. But a barn, you have to go in the door, and you can't get to that corner unless you go through the mob of people. And I happened to be in there already. And then this happens, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So I was in the middle of it, filming the whole thing.
Nice.
But he was like, they were mouthing all the words to it, and like he was acting it out. And then the part in the song at the end, it's like, get down on a knee, the propose, whatever. So he does that, and like everyone just erupted. And I was like, this is probably the coolest wedding moment I've ever shot in my life.
That's pretty cool.
And I got to shoot the whole thing. But we were like, the other videographer I was working with and the photographer were outside talking, because there's only so much you can shoot. And I was just like feeling good. I'm like, I want to shoot everything.
Yeah.
Which is usually what it is for dances. I usually overshoot. But I happen to be in there, and I'm like looking out like, are they going to notice this is going on? But I was like, I don't care. I'm getting my shot. You know, like at least we have some video. Photographer, oh well, she's going to miss it. But then they eventually realize, like, they come in, and once they, like, the second chorus comes and the bride and groom like go running towards each other, she jumps in his arms and they do a few spins, and I just like propelled myself around the whole circle of people, like shooting them. And like, it was just one of those things where I was just feeling it. And then like I come back and the photographer was next to me, and she was like, you are really good at your job. Thank you.
You're like, thank you so much.
Thank you. I would do anything. It's like those commercials where like the soccer like ball goes, and they like the cameraman like dives on the ground.
That's pretty funny.
Oh man, it was cool. So cool. But what I've been trying to do is I'll record on my phone and I'll put it in my shirt pocket. So it's like a behind the scenes, whatever, as I'm working. And it doesn't really, like, a lot of time my forearm is right in the way of the shot because I shoot like this. But I did it for that one, and I kind of wanted to, like, put a side-by-side of the two because it was such a cool moment.
Have you thought about creating a TikTok account, or like I guess you could do it with your own Instagram, but of just posting, like, wedding moments on TikTok like that?
I've wanted to do... I thought of it first, like, I think I've thought it before, but like 3 weeks ago I shot a wedding, and it was the same thing where I got the idea at that one, where there was like two guys that were just, like I told you guys, it was like Mr. Brightside came on, or they were just doing like those weird random dance moves.
Oh, yeah.
Just like shoveling or whatever.
Dude, those are my favorite dance moves.
Yeah, right? And I was filming so much of them, but I was like, I want to do like a shirt, or like, at first I'll hold my phone next to the camera, and which is usually a better shot, but it's just hard to hold all that and to rack focus and all that. But I thought of that like, okay, I want to do like, here's the before, and then it switches to like the shot on the camera. and it's like, here's what my camera sees, whatever. I don't know if you guys have seen those videos, but
no, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, I thought about that, and then those videos didn't really turn out, but this one I was like, this would be an awesome one to do.
So because I bet, I mean, just from the way you described it, it sounds like that could be something that could maybe not. I'm not saying go viral on TikTok, but like, if you start posting stuff like that, then you could even like, oh, hey, I have a business contact, and then you can start getting hired through TikTok.
Yeah, because weirdly enough, like, that's the stuff that people find your work through. It's not like, oh, I saw your full-length wedding film.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I saw your, like, funny viral clip.
Yeah.
That wasn't even directly, like,
but it looks
a shot of your film.
But it looks really good as far as, like, the editing and all of the, like, just the, how it's, the whatever
the
you want to
vibe.
call it. Well, the videography, like how it looks and how it's done. People want good, like, not content, but good, like, camera angles and good, like, it looks good, like, professional. It looks professional.
Yeah.
And
also, personality. Yeah. Like, I've realized, especially in wedding photographers, that and DJs, like, they want someone who is just, like, such a good personality, because they're with you your entire wedding day. Mm-hmm. And, like, I've created kind of a mental list, and I want to start an actual list on my phone of just, like, favorite DJs, photographers, because, like, there's some photographers who are really good. They take really good pictures, but they are not fun people to be around. And it's like, I don't want to be with them my whole wedding day.
Yeah.
And then some DJs that are the same way. And it's like there's a DJ, he's a Congress.
Do you mind?
Sorry, that was a bit loud. We live next to a busy street, so.
Yeah. There's a DJ I've shot with a few times this year, and he is so much fun. But he's a congressman in Spokane, which is just a cool thing.
That is pretty
congressman
funny.
And DJ on the side. But he could get a crowd going, like any crowd that seems lame, like he could get them going. Mm-hmm. And like the last one we shot, it was super. He was not very excited. It was like 80 people, and this leads into the other one I was going to tell. And he told me, he's like, how do I get like 80 people to dance, and half of them are old people, and then like 40 of them are kids. Not that many, but a lot of little kids. He's like, this is going to be so hard. And the bride was pregnant, so like she's already not going to be going crazy out there.
Yeah.
Probably not drinking.
Whoa.
And
hopefully not.
Hopefully not. And so he's like, how am I going to do this, people in wheelchairs, whatever. But so at this other wedding, their wedding cake was a gender reveal cake.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
So my boss was like, I need you to, like, I want you to come specifically to get a shot of the cake, because I want to make a reel of this, a video of this, because this is such a huge deal. And for as big as they talked about it and everything, it was executed really badly. Like, they had the table in the corner of the room. It was really dark. Like, people gathered around, but it was really dark. And luckily, the DJ knew the gender already, so he didn't have to see the color of the cake. Uh-huh. But we're in the corner, so I am like kind of behind the couple to get a shot of the frosting. And my thought is they're going to slice it and I'll be able to see color right away. Not the case. They slice it once. And I'm like...
And you zoom in and you're like, it's a slice.
It's white. It's still white.
We know the color of the baby.
The amount of jokes I was making about color... Too much. But so first slice, nothing. And I'm like getting real nervous. Second slice, like nothing. And then they slide under, like ready to pull the piece out. And I'm ready, and it wasn't the cake itself. It was the middle frosting. But it was, in my eyes, like a dark red/brown.
Oh, gosh.
And
so and
you go, it's a girl.
Well, I knew the gender. I knew it was a boy.
Oh, okay.
But I saw this and I was like, this is not gonna look good in the video. Like, I was freaking out, and right away I was like, just like trying to still get a good shot, whatever, get people's reactions. Because then the DJ, luckily he knew the gender, and he was like, it's a boy, whatever. And people freaked out. Like, the groom was going crazy, and I was like, he probably would have hated if it was a girl, because he clearly is so happy it's a boy. And like, the parents were so excited. It was awesome. But the moment I saw that color of the cake, I was like, crap.
It's another girl on our planet.
No, like, it wasn't even obviously pink.
That's funny.
It was
like a not
like,
just
if
a different
I
color.
I didn't know the gender, I would have been like, the baker really screwed up.
But
Yeah.
it's a ginger.
Yeah.
Great.
Dang it.
Another ginger in the world.
We have enough
That's
of them.
funny.
But I walked over to Ryan and I was like, hopefully you are good at color correcting that, because. And then like he showed me like the before and after. I'll show you guys later. He made it like really blue, and you can tell.
Okay.
That's funny.
But it was I was like, this is not gonna look great.
That's
Dang.
a wild thing to do, is a gender reveal at your wedding.
Yeah, never heard of it, but it's a cool
I
idea.
guess in the right
If you're
situation.
pregnant.
That still gets me confused though, because was everybody else's faces confused by the red?
No, because they didn't see the color. The only people that saw it were the bride and groom and anyone that would have been like kind of close enough to see. But the way the table was, the bride and groom were in a corner, so people couldn't stand behind them, except me, who was like 3 feet from them. But everyone else was in front of the cake, so they just saw the white cake the whole time. They didn't see them cutting it.
So was the groom confused? Like for a split second?
No, because the DJ, he kind of saved it, because as soon as they like cut it and lifted it, the DJ was like right there, and he was like, "It's a boy." So then everyone was like knew from that.
Okay.
And even the bride and groom probably knew from when he said it and not looking at the color.
Yeah. What
Maybe it was blue enough that they could tell.
What if the DJ got it wrong and the red was close enough to be pink and not blue to where when they have the baby they're like, wait a minute, it's a girl. We were told it's a boy at our wedding.
Would have been
What
real
the
bad.
heck?
They'll probably have an ultrasound between now and then. And then
they'll find out it's a girl, and then like,
Yeah,
okay,
probably.
the DJ lied to us. Clearly.
New wedding.
Yeah.
They also like were supposed to light up. This is where they was badly executed. Is that I was told they were gonna have lights change red or pink or blue or pink, and they were gonna have lights under the table, so the whole table would glow that color. But these lights were like borderline white and super dim, and I thought the whole room was gonna change colors. It didn't, and I was like, that's kind of disappointing.
Good idea, poor execution.
Very, yeah. That was my thought the whole time after. I was like, for as much as they talked about it, that was not great. But
This
we did our job.
Brings up another point, or not another point, another thing we talked about last episode about about the decibels and Brianna's wedding.
Yeah.
I texted Brianna and I told her, and she was like, she started to freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Now the wedding's off, and we don't know what happened.
Anyway,
freaked
I don't know if she ever texted you about it.
Nope.
But I did tell her about it, so she does know. I don't know what the conclusion of me telling her that was, but yeah. So anyway, decibels.
Especially for her wedding. Like, I want to do that for my own wedding. But Brianna, like,
You need pumping music.
she
How many
is
decibels is she allowed?
85.
I think
She's
so?
85 decibels herself.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Yes. And then some.
And then some. Which, okay, shoot. Oh, this brings up another thing. She is planning another party, like New Year's Eve party.
Oh.
The 30th, though, not 31st.
Okay.
30th.
Is that
But
because of the day of the week it's on?
possibly, but she already told me the theme.
Oh,
Want me to
'cause
tell you
Christmas
guys?
is a Monday.
I'd like it if you did.
Sure, tell me the
It
thing.
is 1920s.
I wasn't born then, so I can't go. Sorry.
She said to watch The Great Gatsby for inspiration,
The
which
Great
has DiCaprio
Gatsby.
in it. So
Oh, I'll just dress up as him.
Skylar can dress. No, Skylar can dress up as him.
I'm gonna
because
spend like 2 months with
with who?
DiCaprio.
Well, I'm gonna spend 2 months with Gatsby, and I'll be fine.
And those
He's
are
great, so I gotta.
No,
Anyway,
I'll spend 2 months with Sky and just learn how he is.
Yeah, exactly.
How do I look like you?
Brianna was like, so she told me to watch that movie, and then she said, "Yeah, it's actually in my top 10 like worst movies of all time." And I'm like,
I don't want to watch it.
I was
now.
like, oh, well, if you hate it, that must mean it's a good movie. So,
That's so funny.
but she's like, yeah, it's one of those movies you either really love or really hate. I'm like, that's kind of all movies.
Really?
Well, no, not necessarily. That's very wrong. I didn't say that to her, but I was like, I mean, true. I guess you either really like it or you don't. But I mean, or you can kind of like it.
You're
but
one way or the other.
vaguely, very vaguely, you either like it or you don't. But
One quick thing about the wedding. I know I've talked about a lot about him. Her grandpa was the officiant, and it was the most awkward 30 minutes of my life because he was stumbling over his words constantly. Like he
nervous.
Well, he's old. Like he couldn't read very well. He couldn't follow the words. So he has her do her vows, and he says a phrase, and then she repeats it. Then he has the groom do it. And like at first, like 3 phrases in, he says it, and then the groom is silent. He's like, "Wait, sorry, can you say it again?" So then he loses his place, and Grandpa has to find his place and say the phrase again. And then he finishes it, however it ends, whatever, till death do us part. And then the grandpa starts reading the next paragraph, and he takes a breath, and the groom starts like repeating that. He's like, no, I'm done. Stop. And I was like, oh, this is so awkward. For like a funny. I mean, everyone was so well. Like, it's a fancy wedding. It's at the Haggadon on the water. Like, this is money. And I was like, this is so weird and bad. I was in pain.
That's so awkward.
The most awkward thing, I think, was I think he forgot the rings again, or the kiss or something. It was something like that.
You were telling me that he forgot the kiss.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, the bride like turned or whatever.
Oh no, actually I think it was the rings. I think you were telling me he forgot the rings.
Yeah, because they had to tell him or something. He was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that." And I was like, "Oh, this is so painful."
That's awkward.
Yeah. But
it's very awkward.
Oh, and I forgot the first one I was talking about in Green Bluff. We're shooting in this barn. It's the first dance. And behind the bridal party table, which is what we're shooting into, it's in the background of our shot, is like a big garage door, white. It looks good. And someone filming on their phone wanted to go get a creative shot. So he walks outside, walks around, and I am not exaggerating this at all. He goes up and he presses his phone against the glass, like stuck to it, filming the whole thing. And he is in everyone's shot. There is not a soul in the room that sees the dance and doesn't see him.
Oh my god.
He is front and center. And I was like, no way.
Nobody told him
and
to
I
move.
turn and I'm looking at Ryan, I'm looking at the photographer, and I'm like, there's no way this is real. And then like he did it for like 10 or 15 seconds and stops. And then he's like looking at his phone. It gets better. It was vertical the first time. Turns on the flash.
Oh.
Turns it horizontal. Pressed against the glass again.
Oh my
and I was
gosh.
like, why do you need to? This is horrible. I was in disbelief. And then like dance ends and he finishes whatever. And then he just like turns and looks at the sunset and then just starts doing pictures and videos of that while they're doing like the mother-son dance or whatever one was next. It's like, this guy is unbelievable.
The venue, you said Green Bluff.
Yeah.
What do you remember what the venue was called?
It was... No, I don't. I could look it up. It wasn't...
The one that we like all went to that one place with
for
Brandon's
volleyball.
friend.
Yeah,
Yes.
it wasn't that one.
Okay.
I drove past that one.
Okay.
It's like...
Have you been to a wedding there yet?
Yeah, that was the first one I did with Ryan. I went up there for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Bells on the Bluff is that one.
Yes. That's a really cool place.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's another barn, which I'm not fond of for weddings.
It's also a weird, like,
But it's pretty.
Have you, because we've been in, you guys have been into that hall / like castle
Yes.
Yeah.
thing. That's kind of a weird place to have a wedding, I feel like.
Kind of. It's...
Well, that's where they have the
that
wedding
goes
part.
up to the getting ready. That's
Right.
the bridal suite.
Mm-hmm.
But the ceremony...
Part is on the floor, isn't it?
I don't know where they... Usually ceremony's like outside somewhere. That's where the reception is.
Oh,
is
that's
inside
right.
the barn.
Yes, you're right.
I think is usually the case. That's... Yeah, you just go up the silo and that goes to like the bridal suite. But yeah, it was... I couldn't believe that guy. It was pretty funny and awkward.
That would be so... People need to learn wedding etiquette.
That's my pet peeve of there, social awareness.
Yeah.
Lack of.
No kidding. Of all the times, of all the places. But yeah, that's wedding talk.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've done all the weddings for this year.
Do you have any planned for next year yet?
I had someone who I shot a wedding for before, her sister, I think, messaged me. And I gave her prices, whatever, and then I haven't heard back. And then, like, 2 people, a Chick-fil-A friend was like, my sister's getting married, wants pictures. And I was like, I don't really do wedding pictures. And then there was someone else who I went to Florida with, her friend, was like, wedding pictures. She was like, it's a super small, like, 50-person wedding, and it's in Colorado at some state park, I think. And I looked it up and said, that's pretty cool. And I said, if it's really small, I can do it, because it seems very simple. It seems like they're, really keeping it low-key. So I was like, and I could travel to Colorado.
Nice.
We'll see.
What was I going to say? Oh, the people that you do the Ghost Runners podcast, did they? I know you said this a while ago, but did they ever announce like their next like thing?
Next trip?
Yeah.
Gulf Shores, Alabama. April.
That's right.
End of April, early May.
And did you guys already plan that you're gonna go to that?
I am. No one else is.
Because you'll have the baby.
Yeah. Well, when is it again? April?
It's the last week of April into the first week of May.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of reasons. Like, we'll have a 2-month-old, which this is the first time they're hearing that. We're pregnant. Yeah, so we'll have like a 2-month-old, and it's pretty expensive. Too.
It is. It's very expensive.
For like a 4 days, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you go both things, then it's
a
week.
The other one, it's like...
They're doing two separate ones?
Yeah, back to back. So it's like 4 days, and then the other one's 5 days.
And are you going to both?
Yeah, and then I booked both. But, yeah, just recently I've been thinking, I'm like, this is a lot of money. And I thought about texting them, being like, hey, I'm thinking twice about this. Like, can I only do one or whatever? And they'd probably be like, yeah, here's a refund. But, I don't know. It's at the same time, I'm working a lot and making a lot of money right now. And I'd probably do a vacation otherwise. So I'm like, yeah, this will be the vacation.
Yeah, plus it's like, you got to have these life experiences.
Yeah, and the last one was a lot of fun. It's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sad I can't go. Or, like, I would love to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they always got to choose the worst time.
Right?
April?
Well, the last one they did, like...
2 weeks after the wedding.
Yeah, 2 weeks after the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
This one, 2 months after the baby's born. I mean, come on.
What's so funny about the first one is they put out a survey and said, it was all 12 months, select the best ones. And I selected all of the months except for June and April.
Yeah.
And you selected...
I selected, like, most months except for something like that, April,
May.
And April got...
And I think they had a
April.
comment section or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. And I was like, I'm getting married.
Yeah.
I would go, but I'm getting married in April.
Yep.
So don't do it in April.
And then they picked April.
And they were like...
That's pretty funny. I wonder if they're going off what people voted.
Probably. I mean, most people were probably like, spring break.
Yeah.
Oh, true. That is very true.
And, like, it's an end of winter thing. Like,
yeah,
crappy weather's over. I want to get out type of thing.
Yeah. But then they also said that they were like, they don't know why they chose rainy season, right? They were like, because wasn't it raining like every day you guys went?
It was.
But Florida rains a lot, though.
Yeah.
Because when we were in Florida for Disney World, I think it rained a little bit. Like, Florida just rains every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit, and it doesn't become very long.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
Bored again, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. What do we have for time?
We're at an hour 22
Dang.
on the second. Yeah, anything else? I went golfing for work, which was awesome.
For work?
Yeah. We were in town last week, and it was Wednesday. We were working, and my boss comes to where we're working, and he's like, wow, you guys are doing this way quicker than I thought. And he was like, well, when you're done here, go home. He's like, I booked us a tea time for tomorrow at 8:50. And we're like, really? He's like, yep, I'm paying for it, on me, whatever. He's like, I have nothing else. And, like, he had ordered parts but weren't until Friday, so it was like, I don't have work for you. And then there's 4 of us, and one of them doesn't golf. So he was like, you can come golfing if you want and chill with us, or you could just have the day off. And so then, like, that was last week. So yesterday, my boss texted. It's my brother and I in town this week for work. My boss texted, and he was like, I didn't get these supplies in, so I don't know what you guys want to do for work tomorrow. You can go put in a day at Chihuahua. You can do this. You can take the day if you want. And I texted, and I was like, golfing again? And my brother was like, yeah, I agree with the golfing. But,
Dang.
And then we ended up working, like, a long day. That sucked. But the whole day, we was like, I'm thinking, like, we'll work till, like, 10 or 11 or whatever. And then, like, we drove into town. And the whole, like, all we were doing easy stuff, but it just was not like, it kept getting worse. Oh, yeah. And I was like, my brother's like, man, I thought we'd be off by now. And I was like, I was hoping to sleep until like 9 today, go golfing on my own.
Dang.
Like, I could be in bed.
Dang.
But yeah, it was still fun. Made money, so whatever.
There you go. Are you excited about golf tomorrow?
I am. I've never golfed at Esmeralda, so I'm excited about that.
Who are you guys going with?
He texted me actually while we were recording, and he said Mr. Gilchrist and Ethan might come.
Okay, cool.
So we got 4.
Nice.
Which, a lot of pressure now. Although Isaiah's probably, I think he's the best in the 4 of us.
Yeah, I don't know how good Ethan is, but
Yeah.
Nice.
Tristan's the one that's really good. I haven't golfed with Tristan yet.
I think Isaiah and Tristan are. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I have to look at.
I think
their
Tristan
scores.
might have a little edge.
He might. Yeah.
On Isaiah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isaiah's gotten a lot better though.
Really?
Dude, yeah. Isaiah's got. I mean, he's shooting. I mean, low 80s relatively, right? So I mean, better
He's a
than
good golfer.
Yeah, he's definitely got. Well, he's gotten better this season because he's gone a lot.
Yeah.
Because he goes all the time.
Yeah.
Not as much now that he got a job that he's like out of town
Yeah.
a lot and stuff.
But
But
man, that time he was unemployed.
man, he was golfing.
What a life.
Yeah,
I know. I'm. There's a. We were just talking about the Ross that's opening.
Mhm.
Right next to that, or like in that same strip mall, there's a Golf Galaxy or whatever opening. And we drove by it this morning, and it looks like there's some simulators. But, yeah, my brother and I were just talking about. That was me. Both of us. No. My brother was talking about this other place with golf simulator, and it's like $50 an hour, regardless of how many people. So you can bring, a good party, and then split it, whatever.
Lots
2
of
hours.
golf simulators here in Spokane, but no Top Golf.
I know, right?
What the hell?
We were talking about that recently. I don't know if it was us.
I was talking about it recently.
Yeah.
So
And it was like, I don't know if Spokane. I could see like Coeur d'Alene or Liberty Lake getting one.
I can see Coeur d'Alene doing it for
I
sure.
could see Liberty Lake doing it because that's like in between Coeur d'Alene and Spokane.
And you need a ton of land for it.
Yeah.
You need a big area. Spokane doesn't really have a spot like that.
No, I think Liberty Lake would be a great.
You could do it like somewhere on the way to Cheney.
Because Liberty Lake is where the riches are. I
And
mean,
that's
Coeur
my
d'Alene
thought.
too, but
Coeur
like,
d'Alene, yeah. If it was Liberty Lake, you're right in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do it in
ideal.
Coeur d'Alene, actually, now that I think about it. There's just too many, like...
It'd have to be up north.
Yeah, it'd have to be like Post Falls or Rathdrum, and that's too...
Yeah.
It's too convoluted to...
convoluted.
I don't think that's
It's a
the right
word I don't know.
I'll be honest, I do not know that one.
Yeah, my vocabulary is pretty big, so you can go look up that one.
I convolute every once in a while.
Man, I'm so convoluted.
You should
right
look
now.
that up, because I don't know if I even use that word right.
Alright, let me look.
I just know I've heard other people use it, and then...
I don't think it's right. When you started saying it, I thought, oh, he's going to say congested. And then you said that, and I was like, I don't...
I think it's the same thing.
Convoluted, I think, is like...
What is convoluted?
Wait, I think if you had a convoluted idea of something, it's kind of like a backwards idea, a twisted idea. Am I right?
Oh,
It's
right.
extremely complex and difficult to follow.
I still kind of used it.
I don't know.
But
You said
that's
Coeur
about
d'Alene's kinda convoluted.
That's about an idea.
No.
You're talking about a physical space.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's as an
Liquid
adjective, usually in an argument, story, or sentence. Technical, intricately folded, twisted, or coiled. Walnuts come in hard and convoluted shells.
Okay.
Its
Yeah, I think I used it
convoluted
right.
narrative
It could work.
encompasses all manner of digressions.
You're not wrong.
It's just so funny
I
I used
don't
that
know. I
word
think
because
he's wrong.
no, it's just so funny I used
No.
that word because it kind of slipped out because I
It's
because
kind of convoluted out.
only because I've heard people use it in sentences and it felt right to use
And
it.
he
then.
wanted to use it in a sentence. So he threw it
And then
in
you
there.
guys were like, "Whoa, I've never heard that word before."
Congested would have. There are better
Yes,
words.
Yes, there are better words to describe what
I
I
don't
said.
think convoluted is even the second best word.
It's probably like
I'll
the
say
fifth
it.
best
Eighth.
word.
I'll say it. I don't think it's third.
I think it's first, guys.
No.
Anyway, it's too, like you said, congested.
Congested.
Too
Yes.
small. There's not enough space. So maybe Liberty Lake, but then again, Liberty Lake also like there's not like is there a bunch of space available in Liberty Lake?
There's some space on the a
North
little bit
side?
past Liberty Lake, like
Oh,
in between
like
Liberty
over the
Lake
state
and
line?
299, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
Ooh,
right
state
on
line. You could do it around
There's
state line.
There's room there.
There's plenty of room there.
Take out
Like
the
by the
Cabela's.
Cabela's.
Take out the Cabela's and put the Top Golf
I don't
there.
know.
No,
They need to
put
do
the
that.
Cabela's
In
put the Cabela's in the Top Golf.
and use the animal targets as golf targets.
Or you could just
There's
put.
plenty of space over there.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
I take it
That's
back.
off like
Spoke-
that's
what
like
we did-
exit 1.
Do we have enough money to pull together?
I have like
One
$7.
between me, you, Jordan,
I have-
Sam.
16. No.
Let me look it up.
I just got paid, so I have $800.
I just got paid.
Let me look it up.
Okay, but hold on. How we would definitely need a lot of money, but like what?
Oh, it's so much money. There's tracker in all the balls.
Man.
That's such an expensive place.
Okay.
Why?
If we found 18 of us, we would each need to put in like only $1 million each.
No way.
It says to open the Topgolf Sports and Entertainment Bar franchise, you must have an average initial investment of $18 million.
Holy cow.
So basically, we're never gonna be able to do it unless we win like the lottery.
No, I'm gonna eventually start my own plumbing business, and give
Okay,
me
so-
a year and I'll have it.
So okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to throw any names out.
Okay, don't do it then.
Oh.
That's simple.
There's okay.
Next.
Hold on. There are some families that we know that are on the wealthier side
Yeah.
that have their interest in golf.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they make. I really don't know how much they make. And no, I'm not talking about
I don't either.
I'm talking about like those families.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't invest in something like, even though it is a lot of money.
Oh, I don't.
But I guess
don't
it's
think
probably
I
significantly.
don't think they make that much.
I don't think.
You don't think so?
No.
No.
Significantly
think-
cheaper, probably, to
Also-
also open a virtual golf.
I don't think anyone can do it. Like,
What do you mean?
There's
anyone?
probably a lot of. There's probably different.
you know how like Chick-fil-A, like anyone can do it, but the wait line to be a franchise owner
I
is.
thought you had.
It's like a 1% acceptance.
I thought
rate,
they were pretty
or less
picky
than.
about not anybody doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Yeah. They accept. It's like 1% of people every year.
Okay.
There's like thousands of people that apply, and they only accept
What's
handful.
a business that we could? Do you think we do like a Dave and Buster's, but we could either A, start our own, not Dave and Buster's, but something like that, or B, do a Dave and Buster's.
Shave and Trusters. Oh,
Craven Thruster.
Oh my goodness.
that's not real there.
Look up Dave and Buster's because okay, so the only other one
Dude, we should start Dave and Buster's up here.
they have Chaos Arcade,
Yeah.
which we have not gone to enough.
Only gone once.
I've never been.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I feel like a Dave and Buster's would be like the idea of playing games, getting drinks.
Yeah.
Why is that not more popular here in Spokane?
Right.
There is a small one downtown next to the wine and paint place. But and the comedy club.
Are you talking about what's it called?
I don't know. I don't remember what it's called.
No.
Like maybe
Flat Stick Pub is kind of type of
Flat
deal.
Stick-
It's not arcade games.
no, but actually, Flat Stick Pub is like one of the few things where I'm like, even though I've been a bajillion times, I still find it pretty fun to go, and like it's something unique at least.
I've been once or twice and I liked it.
Dude, I've been there so many times.
Jeez. Okay.
My work loves there.
Nice.
Like they're like, oh, where can we go for a workout?
Team building.
Team build. But then we don't even go to like play games. We just go and sit around the table and eat the food, and then that's it.
Yeah.
We need 6 to 8 million for Dave and Buster's.
Not
that's a little
as bad.
Oh, I know that's not more doable, but that's
It's more doable.
It's more
More
doable,
doable
but it's
than-
not doable.
no. Yes.
We don't have to win as much of the lottery.
This one says 11.8 million. So actually, that's not better.
But
It keeps going up. We better hurry.
we got hit by the iron's hot. That's what maybe we start our own. But then again, maybe it wouldn't be as popular.
Yeah.
Dave and Dusters. There we go.
They're like, where'd you get this idea from? All ours. Don't you dare shut us
Oh,
down.
Google it.
Don't Google
Don't
it.
Google it.
Do not Google Dave and Buster's.
No, we do not do a podcast.
But that would be something. I feel like that's not a better investment, but a better. Like I could see that being like something that could be fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a question for you, Pat, because it doesn't
Okay.
apply to Gianluca.
Nice.
Have you ever used a
Think it.
Sawzall?
Yeah.
Have you ever like cut something and be like, oh, that cut isn't straight with the Sawzall?
Yeah.
Now, one of my coworkers, I'll give them the credit. One of my coworkers was like, I've always wondered why they haven't put levels in Sawzalls. Why not? Like, why haven't they done that?
Well, doesn't yours have the little
The
thing?
shield?
The shield at the end that pushes it against the pipe.
Yeah.
So that should be enough. If you just keep that straight, then as long as that's flush to the pipe, it'll cut straight.
Yeah. He was also saying that plumbers would probably only have this problem because we cut a lot of ABS, and so we turn it sideways, which it's still, it's still, the shoe is still there, but it's really easy to make not straight cuts.
Yeah.
And stuff.
It's fair.
And so, anyway, he was like, they should put levels in these, but plumbers would only be the ones to use them, so they probably wouldn't be profitable. And I was saying we could just 3D print an attachment onto the Sawzall.
You could just make one.
Yeah.
There was a video I saw.
Duct tape your level to the Sawzall.
There was a video I saw. This guy had not a Sawzall, but a hammer drill. He was trying to drill into like concrete, and he wanted to make sure it was level. So he took like a full like foot long level, and like put it on the drill bit, and took tape and like wrapped it around a few times, and funny. Then set the tape down and like make sure it's level, and then drills and the level goes flying around the thing.
That's pretty funny.
And
that's hilarious.
It's like newbies on the job, whatever, you know.
That's pretty funny. You know what videos have been like really, I don't know if I said this on the last podcast.
I'm sorry, are we boring you?
Are we not talking about football? I'm sorry.
You told, I believe you said, Gianluca, this is not for you, this is more for Pat.
I did
well
say that.
Then he's saying something separate, and you're like, this guy's still talking?
No, that is not. Football. I didn't say anything about
That's
it.
exactly what he said. We could hear it.
Let's do a football podcast. What were you going to say?
Okay, what I was going to say is, videos have been capturing my attention like so much recently.
Football. No,
I'm not on the go. Okay. And no, it's like fail videos. I don't know if I said this on the last podcast.
I think
or not,
so.
But dude,
they're
so funny. Or they're like so brutal and cringy to watch.
Some of them I can watch. Some of the ones I don't like are the ones where you see what's coming the whole time.
Oh, we did talk about this on the last podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So some are okay, and then it gets to a point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hurts me. Yep. All right. Well, are we done? Episode 10. Gianluca's.
I got nothing.
Ready to talk about football.
Sure.
And Flat Stick Pub it up.
Plastic Club is up. Plastic Club is good. Good to go to.
It is. I've been there a while. Alrighty. Well, guess that's it. That's been episode 10. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for coming.
And we'll be back. Probably.
Goodbye.